Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Game Review. Wow, I'm dead inside, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I just got this game Valorant. I was going to do my first impressions, but that footage ended up being an hour and a half long, and there's no way on God's green earth I'm editing all of that. So I'm just doing another recording because my sanity needs to be saved, and I'm pretty sure the audio unsyncs after about an hour, 30 minutes-ish, it starts on sync. And that's not fun. So we're just going to play one game, and I'm going to talk about it, alright? So for the most part, queue times are pretty quick. Wow, this is actually an irregularly long queue time. They're usually like you press a button and match found. It's not that bad. Guess this gives us time to talk about it. This game is often compared to CSGO and Overwatch. I don't really think that's the case because, like, honestly, the only thing I can see from Overwatch is the hero selection, right? And even then, like, that's, you know, like, you don't have to buy the abilities in Overwatch. And I feel like that whole thing where it's like, instead of XP, you could call those, well, I mean, instead of the credits, you could essentially replace that with XP. And it would be exactly like League of Legends, where you level up to get more abilities and level up your abilities and shit. Well, you can't level up your abilities here. But you get where I mean. What I mean, where it's more like you really actually only start out with one ability and you have to buy the rest. One thing about this game that they do differently, one thing about this game that I like is B-hops. You know, not a lot of serious competitive games have these, or games in general have these anymore, and they're like kind of fun to pull off eventually, every once in a while. And I mean, CSGO does that too, but still. Another thing is this barrier right here. So it's like in CSGO you have to like cut corners and stuff to beat timings. In this game, the timing is literally like built into the game, so you can't be better than the timing, if you know what I mean. And it also allows the maps to be a lot smaller and like less complex since they don't have to time as much. The rotations are pretty sick too. Like the map I was playing on earlier had a problem where it was like rotating between B and A took forever. Well, B to A took forever, but A to B was just like a portal away, so that was pretty annoying. But overall, the rotations can be a little bit quicker, and it's easier to just mess around with the map because you don't have to worry about spawn rotations. You just have to worry about regular in-game ones. But anyway, most of the games, they don't last much longer than I'd say 20 rounds, if it's fair. Wait, no. I mean, they don't last under 20 rounds-ish. So the game takes about 30 minutes, which is why the last game I recorded took forever. I mean, the last recording I had was over an hour long because I played two. So they take around like 30 minutes each. It's a regular CSGO game in time, essentially. And one thing I like about this game, it really is like really graphically pleasing and like not hard on the CPU at all, which is something I feel like a lot of games have struggling with. Because like Call of Duty, if you remember my one god awful video, which I mean I might make more COD if I get it a card for it. If you remember that video, it was very realistic looking, so it was graphically good. But it was very CPU intensive. This one isn't as much, you know. It's more plain shapes. It's not like, oh, every leaf has 80 billion pixels on it. I will be doing more videos on this in the future because my friend also plays it. So if you see competitive with the boys coming out soon, then yeah, it's a Valorant gameplay. I mean, overall, the game plays really well, obviously. You know, Riot Games, international corporation with millions of dollars at their disposal. Of course, they're going to make a good game. Like, that's... I'd be surprised if it was a bad game, to be honest. Overall, the rifles are pretty good. The thing with the Marshall, right, it's essentially the Scout from CSGO. I'm going to make a lot of gun comparisons to CSGO, right, because that's the best I can make. It's the Scout from CSGO, but it's better in terms of, you know... Like, it's not completely unusable. Like, the Scout, you have to be on, like, several grams of ketamine to use, and then you look sick. With this gun, it doesn't feel like a discount operator. Like, the Scout feels like a discount op. It feels like its own gun. Which I don't know if it's because I went into CSGO with preconceived biases on guns or not. The gun just feels more unique. as a gun. It doesn't feel like a cheap version of any gun. No guns feel like that. They all feel like, oh yeah, you're supposed to play this like this. Yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna be quiet a lot during this game because I'm not good at it, so I can't talk and look at you guys and look into the webcam, I mean, and play the game at the same time, because that's really not, I'm not good at that in any game, much less a game I've only played like 13 matches of. I don't know where all the angles are, so if you see me curse, it's because I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, and there's an angle I didn't know existed. I don't have a talking point list. I keep forgetting to like put a sheet down or something with the talking point so I can just cross it out and edit out me crossing it out so I could keep the video organized. So I'm sorry if you see me talking about one thing, right, then it cuts to me talking about something totally unrelated. That's just because I paused and I edited out the pause and I wasn't talking about the same thing after. I mean, overall, is the game addicting? Yes, of course it's addicting. Like, it's a good competitive shooter game. So, you know, if you're into CSGO and you're okay with learning a new game, then definitely get this game. It's absolutely free, and there's no major bugs I can see it. We all know the controversy about, oh, you know, the software is intrusive and all that, but I mean, like, in reality, what I'd have to say about that is if you're still worried about that, just know that it's an industry standard to have like kernel zero software. Like, if you've played on Faceit before, then that's what happens. Pretty sure even VAC does it. They're just really bad at it. So yeah, just know that the anti-cheat isn't really all that dangerous. I mean, unless you saw. I wouldn't recommend getting this on a business computer, however, just cause, you know, if, like, I know I just said that, you know, oh yeah, the system's safe and all that, but, like, for real, don't get this on a business computer, because you never know, on a regular computer, if you don't have any top secret government, CIA, FBI, NSA, you know, like, just nuclear code files or whatever, you should be fine. So I mean, overall I'd have to give this game about a 9.5 out of 10. I know it feels like stingy that I'm docking half a point. I just I'm docking half a point because I main Phoenix, alright? And I'm sorry, who decided it had to curve? Who decided that this thing had to curve? Why couldn't I just like have a bouncy ball or something, and when it hit the ground it like, because that would be so much cooler. There's some design choices I'd rather they didn't do, like, you know, make it so some things have to curve, and, you know, there's some things in the game I really don't get. They have a use, I know, right? I'm not an idiot. Like, the walls, for example, I have absolutely no idea how to use them, right? But that's not a critique, that's just me saying I'm stupid. I just wish they'd give you a more in-depth tutorial about, like, what they could be used for. Like, you know, they were like, oh, you could use this so you could, like, block off here and rotate or, like, something. Or you can restrict their movement even though it's a really shitty tiny wall. I do like how they have all these pre-set up angles, though. Oh, one thing I'd like to see them introduce is, like, almost a Kovacs training system, right? For, like, so for snipers, you'd have half a second to flick to the dot. For, you know, ARs, it's like that, and like it gives you a score so you could work on your aim and shit. Like, that would be a really cool addition to the game for like a practice range like Overwatch has. So the main reason I'm doing this is because overall I didn't feel like adding an hour and 20-minute long video, so I have absolutely no energy. Yeah, so one thing you don't want to do is what I did and not realize that the half just switched and buy all your abilities. Like, you're gonna go and buy the marshal or an operator or something like an idiot.
Be faster.
Come on, let's go!
One enemy remaining.
Alright, see, that was a big brain play right there, boys. Because what I did was I made sure I wasn't going to die to that person, and I still got the headshot. And I went to try and do another thing, but I tried to do the trick shot, but that didn't work out. So I just recalled back after they killed me, right? And then I mollied so they couldn't get on, and then boom, like that's just how the game works. Alright, well, this looks like a GG if I'm being honest.
Defenders win.
That was good aim. We all had good aim. Big brain aim from all of us. But for real though, like, I don't know. I'm really bad when I'm recording, but I'm really good otherwise, right? Like, I don't get it. But anyway, overall, like I said, game gets like a 9.5 out of 10. It's a really good game. If you want to get it and you have the means to, by all means, get this game. Like, if you really want to. If you don't want to, that's cool too. Yeah, so anyway, I guess that's game review, final review, 9 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. Goodbye.